Previously on the story, Narumi and Hirotaka agree to start dating, because it's hard to find love being a gamer and a yaoi fangirl, and much to Narumi's surprise, her co-workers Teru and Hanako are both nerds like them, and the four of them quickly bond together. However, being a boyfriend of a yaoi fangirl isn't for the weak of hearts, because best believe that your girlfriend will ship you with other men. Same is the case with Teru and Hirotaka, who are forced to reenact the infamous wall pin for their girlfriends. That night it started to rain, and both Narumi and Hirotaka forgot to bring their umbrellas. Luckily for them, Teru came to the rescue, and they find themselves melting due to Teru's chivalry as he lends his friends his umbrella. A drenched Teru appears in front of Hanako. When Hanako questions him on his umbrella, Teru lies and says that he forgot. Hanako wipes the water from Teru's face and calls him an idiot. Teru lovingly smiles at his worried girlfriend. Rain sure knows how to do a number on lovers. The next day, when Hirotaka steps into the office, he notes to Teru and Hanako that Narumi is different today. He pulls up her Twitter account and determines that she's sad. After work, Hirotaka waits for Narumi. He tells Narumi that he'll treat her to drinks and their friends are already waiting at the bar. When Narumi tries to deny the invite, Hirotaka asks Narumi if he's undependable. As he continues to sulk, Narumi leans into his ear and tells him not to laugh. At the pub, Hanako exclaims as Narumi reveals that she's sad over the death of her favorite character. Hirotaka does his best to control his laugh and Hanako sighs in relief. Teru on the other hand mourns the loss of the character with Narumi. As Christmas is just around the corner, Hanako talks about how her last Christmas ended terribly as Teru was occupied with work. Narumi adds that adulting is hard as it kills the Christmas spirit. However, this year is different as Teru surprises Hanako with a lavish dinner date. A chibi avatar of Teru waits for his friends to join him in an online game. Narumi then appears as an elf. Teru notes how cute she looks. Hanako joins them in her sexy witch avatar. As the trio begins their adventure, Teru makes a note of Hirotaka's absence. Narumi discloses that Hirotaka dislikes online games, but will be joining them soon. Suddenly a huge dragon appears in front of them. As Teru shouts orders, Hanako gets mad at him for always bossing around. She uses her MP to attack Teru while Narumi advances forward to confront the boss. Hirotaka's character logs in and everyone sighs in relief. Much to their dismay, Nao's voice chimes up. The dragon unleashes his attacks and easily kills Nao with one blow. Just as the dragon is about to kill them all, Hirotaka enters the battleground. And he heroically saves the day. After work, the boys decide to have an all-boys night out. As some of the boys gush over Narumi's cuteness, Teru gets worried for Hirotaka. Meanwhile, the girls realize they have different tastes after discussing an anime. When a colleague reveals that he's into sexy girls like Hanako, Teru thinks to himself about how Hanako laughs at dirty jokes and is the exact opposite of the guy's fantasy. Teru then angrily slams his glass after the guy says that he stares at Hanako's big oppai all the time. The two side characters gulp in fear. Teru then smiles and tells them to go after girls without boyfriends. On the other hand, the women have a heated debate over BL. The day ends with their colleagues noting how Hanako and Narumi are so close despite having polar opposite personalities. The following day, when a thunderstorm takes over, the group learns that the calm and collected Hirotaka has a phobia of thunderstorms. He expresses to the group how he has traumatic memories attached to the storm. When he's met with the curious eyes of his friends, Hirotaka reveals that he lost his game progress after a sudden power cut caused by the lightning. Narumi grows worried for her boyfriend and goes to check up on him. They text each other through the glass door, and Narumi discloses that she finds thunderstorms scary too. Hirotaka thinks about his childhood and how Narumi always tightly hugs him after getting scared of a thunderstorm. After his conversation with Narumi, Hirotaka regains his composure and finishes his work on time. A flashback shows that Hirotaka pierced his ear, but later realizes that it's stupid. As he struggles to remove the stud, he thinks about Narumi's boyfriend and his pierced ear. At present, the group is gathered for drinks. Hanako notes how Narumi changed her shampoo. Toru tells Hanako to stop flirting with Narumi in front of Hirotaka. Hirotaka tells Toru that he doesn't mind, which makes Toru say that if Hanako were a boy, Narumi would have left him for Hanako. Hanako, on the other hand, smiles at Toru and says that if she were a guy, she'd have a yaoi thing with him. At his home, Hirotaka recalls Narumi's words when she claimed that dating him would be a waste. The next day, Hirotaka asks Narumi if she went to the arcade and anime-con with her ex-boyfriends. Narumi says they were normies, so she didn't. Hirotaka then tells Narumi that they'll go on a date on Sunday, which leaves her surprised. Hirotaka takes Narumi to an amusement park for their date. The catch is that they'll both be fined if they talk about nerdy things with each other during their date. She reveals to Hirotaka that when she was with her normie boyfriends, she'd go to extreme lengths to hide her nerdiness, but it's easy for her to be herself in front of Hirotaka. Hirotaka sternly tells Narumi that he wants her to be a little nervous with him today. Narumi pouts as she puts coins in the piggy bank after making an attempt to ship two boys together. Soon, Hirotaka realizes that he doesn't know what to talk about with Narumi other than the nerdy stuff. Narumi giggles as she sees Hirotaka having a hard time. She pulls Hirotaka's hand and drags him towards a haunted house. Narumi starts fretting as the eeriness of the haunted house sets in. In her panicked state, Narumi accidentally drags Toru along for the ride. Hanako taps on Hirotaka's shoulder, and the two end up sharing the ride. Hirotaka asks Hanako what she and Toru are doing here. Hanako reveals that she got jealous after hearing about their date and wanted to come with Toru. Meanwhile, Toru and Narumi have an unnerving experience throughout the ride. Hanako advises Hirotaka that it's okay to take their relationship slowly. After parting ways with Toru and Hanako, Narumi and Hirotaka rest on the bench. Narumi tells Hirotaka that limiting their nerdiness won't work between them. She then gives Hirotaka studs for his ears and says that she wants to see another side of Hirotaka.
Narumi.
Hirotaka embraces Narumi and realizes that things are progressing between them. The next day at the cafe, Nao meets a gamer boy called Ko Sakuragi, who is playing the same online game he is playing with the gang. Upon their first interaction, Ko takes off with the speed of light, leaving behind a document of his. The next day at school, Nao comes to find out that Ko is actually a student at his school. He approaches Ko, who gets flustered after seeing Nao. Nao tells him to relax and hands him the document he left. Ko nervously apologizes to Nao. Nao realizes that apologizing is just a habit of Ko. As Ko is about to take off, Nao states that he wants to befriend him and play games with him. As soon as Ko heard the word game, something clicked in him, and he shyly tells Nao to search for his game ID. From afar, Nao's friends wonder if he knows that Ko is a girl. After breaking his glasses, Hirotaka comes to the office practically blind.
おお、ニグジ、お前いつからコンタクトにしたんだよ。
樺倉さんなのか。樺倉さんだ。よかった。
しとらんのかい。
なんかごめんね。むしろごちそうさま。
Suddenly, all the girls at the office started to fangirl over how hot Hirotaka is without glasses on. Narumi gets uncomfortable after noticing the closeness between Hirotaka and a female colleague, which Toru tells Hirotaka to go get his glasses and asks Narumi to assist him. Meanwhile, Nao thanks Ko for helping him in the online game. The next day, Nao logs into the game and is relieved when Ko doesn't get frustrated with his rookie mistakes. When Nao goes to do some chores, Hirotaka uses his avatar and joins Ko in the battle. Ko is amazed by Hirotaka's maneuver. As Nao rejoins Ko in the battle, he starts apologizing for being a noob. When Nao turns to leave, Ko stops him and tells him to play with him more next time. Elsewhere, after noticing a group of high school students, Hanako reminisces about her teenage days and her last game of volleyball with Toru, which she then wonders loudly about Hirotaka and Narumi. and the girl in question makes her way to Hirotaka's place. She mentally slaps herself for creating scenarios out of a romance comic. As she reaches Hirotaka's apartment, she sees the door unlocked. After making her way inside, Narumi's heart drops when she sees Hirotaka sprawled out on the floor. After looking around his apartment, she knew what was going on, and Narumi annoyedly calls Hanako and tells her how Hirotaka was so engrossed in his games that he forgot to sleep and eat. She then proceeds to make a meal for Hirotaka. Narumi puts her phone on speaker, letting Hanako have her free entertainment. An unclothed Hirotaka comes out of the shower, and Narumi yells at him to put on underwear. After that, Hanako pouts when Teru refuses to read the BL manga that she loves. Hanako states how Teru has always been so stubborn and serious. After seeing the sad look on Hanako's face, Teru shyly asks her to hand him a less erotic book. Meanwhile, Nao greets Ko at the cafe. Ko reveals that she thought Nao was done with games. However, Nao insists on getting better at it, which Ko then hands Nao a gaming guide that she wrote for him. Teru marvels at the well-written plot. While Hirotaka and Narumi take a walk, they quickly rush back home after Narumi tells Hirotaka that her favorite voice actor is appearing on television. And the story concludes with Hirotaka asking Narumi to cook for him when they return home. Although this anime had no true ending to it, we know that Narumi and Hirotaka would be a very good couple together, just like Teru and Hanako. Thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned for more awesome anime recap.